Hey, this is Kristi Dove here, and I wanted to share a testimony with you about supernatural weight loss, supernatural slimming. Um, so here we go. Um, Pretty much the summation of it goes is I don't know about men, but as women, when we become angry and bitter and we hold it inside, it starts to manifest on the outside. So, when I was in my 20s, before I was saved, I was in a series of long term but bad relationships that would leave me bitter. And I noticed that whenever I broke up with that person and were out of my life, I would instantly, like within days, lose weight and I would look slimmer. And when I was with them, I was always larger. I felt, kind of puffy, round. And in my younger days, I was in my 20s, I worked out all the time. I ate well. And there were some times when I would lose a lot of weight and just be really fit, but it was always when I was single. So in my adult life, I don't come from thin people, so I'm always looking at that and working on that. But in my adult life now, I'm in my mid 30s, I'm 35, and I'm still working on it. I'm doing Daniel fast, for spiritual things with those awesome little gains you get come through and you lose a couple pounds and then it come back on. And I noticed this season of my life, I really had to work with anger and bitterness. And I didn't think I was bitter, but I had a lot of things happen. I had a church split happen the summer of 2017. I lost my job in the summer of 17. Um, just a lot of stuff like that. And then we moved to a new church. And even though the church was making me really happy, I didn't feel like I was being used in the way I wanted to be used in the church. And then I had to support my husband more. And I became a stay-at-home mom. And so all the house stuff fell on me. As it's traditional roles. But I wasn't ready for that. I thought I was going to be okay with it. And it was making me bitter. So this last week, I just found myself incredibly angry. We were moving into a new house, which should be a blessing to me, which it is, but I found myself focusing on the work that came along with it. And my husband works, and sometimes he's on the road. And so when he was away, I was just burbling up this anger inside about how it was so unfair that when I worked, I still had to do the household stuff. And now I'm doing all the household stuff, and he's not even here to help. I got to pick up, drop off, clean, cook, and save money and do the budget. And so it just crazy bitterness until I couldn't control it anymore. And God was trying to do something with that bitterness. So anyway, I am working out, um, trying to eat like a vegan diet, drinking tons of water, and the scale's not going anywhere. Still got I work out on my arms bigger than ever. They're not thin, but if you knew how they looked before. Anyway, just all that going on, I just felt like I was inflating and I wasn't going anywhere. So God started working with me with anger, and in that time when we're moving into this new blessed house and my husband isn't here to help me, I'm getting angry and bitter. And I pretty much call him on the road and everything I ever wanted to tell him was let out right then and there. And it was a reality check because I had to realize, okay, he doesn't have a piece of cake either. No one's doing well and I'm just not everyone's just like having 100% great life and I'm just the one that's left behind as I was feeling, or the one who was here to take the brunt of everything. But anyway, just working through that. I watched a couple videos that really helped me, I think, release the anger. And also showed me that, my bitterness can lead to weight gain. So there's a couple things. If you ever heard of Katie Souza, go look her up. If you think you might be bitter, or if you had a traumatic experience, someone did you wrong, you did them wrong, you gotta watch her videos. Really amazing stuff. I won't go into it because it's for another video. But serious testimonies from watching her videos. So Katie Souza talks about your bitterness of soul and having pretty much supernatural weight gain and supernatural weight loss from, being bitter. So I'll put some links to the videos over there, and then I'll show you, I'll give you my experience. So pretty much that last week of moving into this house and me being super bitter and angry, I started to just start to look at it and just realize that, something has to be done. So I listened to a lot of Katie Souza stuff. I listened to a lot of Graham Cook, just talking about how pretty much God is taking us through these things to develop us. And I got in a word at church about doors being open, and I'm like, if he's going to do something great in my life, then I absolutely can't have this anger thing going on, because God doesn't work like that. It's not going to use me if I'm out of position and I'm in an ugly way in my heart. So from there also, if you're married or in a relationship and you're looking to get married, or if you're married, I don't you shouldn't be doing anything if you're not married. You shouldn't, just putting that out there. That's not God's way. But it's Jimmy Evans. It was a video about anger. And I feel like those three just clapped it together for me. And it was like this big resonation for me. And he pretty much summed it up saying anger of one day is normal and it's workable, but anger of many days, just those serious little drops. The Bible says you're not supposed to let the sun go down in your anger, but when you do, they add up, and then you are a hot mess. So that's what happened to me. I listened to that video. I also listened to another video from Jen Johnson from Bethel, and I'll read it all. I'll put it all in the description. You can read it and go through it. But if you're noticing that one day you are feeling super bloated and you're working out and you're eating right, and maybe it's that time of the month, I understand that too. But if you're finding yourself gaining on the pounds and you happen to you're eating well and you're doing all you're supposed to, you need to check your spirit. Numbers 5:27, I think Katie Souza references to that, about how drinking the bitter water causes your belly to swell. And it's pretty much, she'll explain it a lot better than I can. But I just wanted to tell you that if you have any bitterness in your spirit, it causes you to gain weight. You can exercise, you can eat well, you can fast, and you won't get much movement. If you have bitterness in your soul, if you're angry at someone, it's like a spiritual heaviness. So I just want to share that with y'all, encourage you to get that right, because we want to be used by Jesus and we want to be healthy and well and be our best. And we can't if we have something